Jemana, we've just covered World Cup for you. This one is for Jeff. I caught up with Fernando Alonso yesterday. Plenty of smiles. One fun fact, would you believe he's never been to Cannes? This is a man who's travelled everywhere, but he'd never been to this famous strip. He also walked into the hotel. He was a little bit sore and needed a good sports massage because he'd been behind the wheel for 24 hours at Le Mans. And effectively now he's got the Monaco Grand Prix to his name. He's got Le Mans. The only one missing to have the Triple Crown, which is huge sporting icon status, is the Indy 500. So big question marks now as to whether he goes for that again. He tries to get behind the wheel and trying to secure this would just cement his brand. He's already a huge brand anyway in motorsport and in Formula One. But in motorsport more broadly across categories, he needs the Triple Crown. But I spoke to him also about his campaign. He's about to move down the coastline the weekend for Marseille, a big Formula One race that's next on the calendar for Formula One. I asked him about how the campaign was playing out. Take a listen.
I think we did an improvement from last year. Definitely we are happier this year with the performance of the car. We're still not in the position to fight for the championship yet, and we want to close that gap. We want to be world champions as soon as possible, and I think this year will be a transition season for us, but I think the team is moving in the right direction.
Big question for some other teething issues with the engine, with the Renault that was put under the bonnet.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex solution for the teams and for the performance, you know. But this year the switch to the Renault power unit for McLaren has been a good success. We are fighting now for a much higher constructor championship. We are scoring points every single race, so we need to adapt a little bit the package and the chassis around the power unit, but I think it's a matter of time that the McLaren and the Renault combination is a success one.
Fernando Alonso there, the driver for McLaren. I think it's fair to say it's a bit of a tense time for McLaren. They're trying to get close to the fan. They've brought back their classic papaya orange colour, so they've rebranded and it's working. But on the track, they're still seeking that success. And with the Renault now under the bonnet, they're hoping that it will start to gain a little bit more traction. So I spoke to Zak Brown, the CEO of McLaren. Don't forget, he's a former racing driver himself. He spoke about how he thinks the year is playing out for McLaren.
Everyone wants to see us win. We want to win. People associate McLaren with winning championships, and that's what partners kind of buy into. That being said, in sport, you can't guarantee winning. Not everyone always wins all the time, and so I think we've got a very powerful brand with great heritage. But yeah, we've had some teething problems, which I think is normal when you're changing to a new engine partner and making the changes we have. We're currently fifth in the championship. This time last year we were ninth, so we are improving. We just want to improve at a faster pace.
Zak Brown talking to me there about how McLaren is faring on the grid so far this year. But really interesting because sport is a huge brand and everyone's looking at the amount of followers, the amount of influencers. So that's quite key when we're at an advertising marketing conference where everybody's been disrupted. There's a lot of noise from technology, but who's winning in this race? It's really those with huge followers that have authenticity around their brand. And that's exactly what Fernando Alonso has and what McLaren has. So it's quite a key conversation. But we've been having so many discussions here on the ground at Cannes Lions this week. We're going to bring a special show to our viewers. It's going to be broadcast on the 27th of June, the times 2200 UK, 2300 European time. This is Marketing.Media.Money. So you want to hear what some of the decisions are that have been made by chief marketing officers, those in charge of the brands, how the technology platforms are playing a role. I think when it comes to McLaren, also really interesting, this is a brand that has an automotive side as well. They've been trying to bring sports cars into the market to compete with the likes of Audi and Porsche. But in recent years, they've also engaged in a bit of ad tech. And don't forget, this lowers the cost of doing business. It lowers the cost of advertising. So they've all been engaging in these activities behind the scenes.
Hello, I'm James Wright. Thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. To check out more online videos, just click on the boxes and don't forget to subscribe to the CNBC Live channel at the bottom of the screen.